Hi everyone, it's your favorite host Lenora T and welcome back to the Home Abroad Show. Today we have a special guest, like I always say, because everyone is special, right? Here we have Samson, Mr. Samson Asongwe, and if you guys did not know, the CEO and owner of the Home Abroad Show. So this is my boss, and today he'll be telling us all about himself, what he does, and why he's doing what he does. And let me leave him to do all the talking. So, hi Samson. Hi boss.
Hey Lenora.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on?
Chilling.
That's what's up. So
tell us about yourself, your name, and what you do.
Well, I'm called Samson Asongwe. I go by several names. A lot of people call me different names, but
Like
Frosty.
Frosty.
Most people call me Paragon. That's what everyone calls me. But yeah, I'm Samson and I'm a director of film. So I'm a photographer and a videographer.
And what's the name of your empire, if I'll call it that?
Jesus, she's gonna call it that.
It's an empire! What's the name of your empire?
It's not that bad.
Don't.
It's not that big yet.
It will be. What's the name?
Oh God, it's gonna be big. It's called Paragon Motion Pictures.
Paragon Motion Pictures. What does What does Paragon mean, first of all?
Well, Paragon is a high quality. It's a standard for measuring quality. If you look it up in a dictionary, so we were trying to make that quality that other people don't make. Create a little difference.
Right.
Because they say that little things matter. So we want to create that little difference between us and the other people, so our customers will see why they can work with us.
Paragon.
So we
like
say
that.
Paragon quality.
That's actually a nice name for a child. Paragon.
You want to name your child
Paragon, come here!
We could as well name the child Torpedo.
Torpedo.
Anyway.
Okay, so what does Paragon Motion Picture, what do they do? Like, what are they about? I hear Paragon, I hear motion, and I hear pictures, so what's that?
Well, Paragon Motion Pictures, I might repeat it, it's a motion picture business, which means it's mostly pictures and videos we work on. But the name Paragon Motion Pictures had come up when I was in film school, and back in the day, every person's dream was to go to LA on the weekend and do some weekend jobs. They had like $800, $600 weekend jobs for students.
Wow.
You run to LA and do some film, so it was everybody's dream. But to a few of us, we had Hawk, we had Bomb, and I think Bomb is Asian and Hawk is Indian. They wanted to go indie, like independent. They'd be like, instead of working for other people,
But those are people.
They're people.
Hawk
and Bomb.
Hawk. I was like, what is Hawk and Bomb?
No, Hawk and Bomb. I think I know Hawk's name, but I don't even know Bomb's name. Like,
Hi Hawk, hi Bomb.
so we had sat together and we're like, what name will we bring up if we want to start a business? And they'll be like, Paragon is a good thing. So when we looked it up, it was good, and we put everything together, and we're like, okay, let's go from there. But we ended up not going in the same direction. I think Hawk is somewhere working video in the casino.
Cool.
He's Indian, so they own the
nice.
casinos.
That's nice.
And,
So you went to film school?
Yeah, I went to film school at OCCC. Shout out to all my people over there.
Shout out, I guess. So, okay, my next question would be, you went to film school. How did your family take that? Especially like with us Africans and Cameroonians who come from a background where they believe everyone has to do medicine or become lawyers. How did they take you deciding to actually pay money to be in film school?
Don't get me wrong. It's a common conception in the city, Oklahoma City, that we have to be nurses to be able to get where we want to get to. I did my own share of nursing a long time ago, and I come from a nursing family. My mom is a nurse, my dad is a nurse. Our house used to be a pharmacy, so I was almost a nurse before I was 15. So at the end of the day, I ended up going to nursing school in Cameroon, you know.
So you did your share of
Yeah, at UB I finished the program. I thought HND students and a bunch of other students for like 2 years
Oh
before I came
wow.
over, but I still have plans of going back to the nursing, you know, just because it's like a part of me sometimes to always want to save people because that's how I was raised, you know. But I don't think my family, like any other African family, likes it 100%. Like I'm actually doing film instead of something else because when we grew up, we didn't believe in things like that. You know, I remember one time I had told my mom, she asked me what I wanted to be. I was like, I wanted to be an astronaut. Yes, of course, I like flying, but that's no shot. I wanted to be like a pilot or an astronaut. And that didn't sit well with her because, yeah, it's we have to do, you know, as Africans, we want to do something we can see the outcome. I don't know if you feel me.
Yes.
Because when someone asks you, how many astronauts do you know where you come from? That's what they always ask. And then the poor kids go back scratching their head and just kill that child's dream.
That's true. Yeah, we're used to what we're
comfortable with.
Yes.
Steve Harvey said it one time in the show, he was like, he had said he wanted to be a TV presenter, and her teacher asked him like, who in your family has ever been a TV presenter? He said nobody. He asked, who have you ever seen around you? And
that's not good.
And so he says he just, you know, the teacher basically shut this kid out. And he made a joke. He says every Christmas he sends the lady a TV, so she could, for free on Christmas, so she can see what she said wouldn't be. So most of the time life is so twisted. We want to, you know, achieve what we can see in front of us. But
that's interesting because actually I've noticed also like in our community, I remember when Etofis and like Roger Mila, they became really popular and they were doing really good in soccer. That's when all the kids in Cameroon wanted to be soccer players.
They wanted to be soccer players.
Yes, and because that's what they see and that's what, you know, probably at home.
That's the thing that's with us, because as soon, let me give an example. This is like, it's called the Home Abroad show because we're getting people from back home and getting the story that are abroad. You understand? So every time someone comes abroad, they ask your friend, what happened? How do we go from here? Your friend tells you exactly what they know. They can't tell you what they don't know. So they're nursing school, so they tell you, oh, this is the easiest way to get out of here. Just run 1 year through the LPM program. And it's cool. But it's not what that poor kid really wants to do, because I've learned from experience, if you do what you don't want to do for a long time, you're going to break down. It's like, you're going to get bored.
Yeah.
Really, really bored.
Yeah.
So it's because we are, not we Africans, but I'm saying specifically for Cameroonians, so no, we want to stay in that bubble, do the things that we're comfortable with. You know, we don't want to think out of the box because it's unsafe to think out of the box.
It's scary.
It's scary to think out of the box. There's a lot of things out there that's going to blow your mind apart, but then there's better things out of the box too.
What does Paragon Motion Pictures do? What are your services? What do you have to offer? I know they know you offer Home Abroad show, but what else?
Well, the Home Abroad show is just a part of Paragon Motion Pictures. We started by doing video, and you know, we extended to photography because we are both in the same department. And later we got into graphic design, and right now we do large format printing. Like that's the most astonishing things we do.
Okay, and you do that for like weddings and
we do photography and videography for weddings, birthdays, events. You know, just personal photography too.
So my next question is going to be, you're actually very confident about being in Oklahoma and doing showbiz. So what really makes you think that an artist will come to America and be like, I'm coming to Oklahoma City to shoot a video? So my question is, why Oklahoma? Why? Like, you talked about your classmates going to LA, and then Dallas is 2 hours away. So Oklahoma it's quite a small, quiet, conservative place. So why Oklahoma?
To be honest, when I moved to the United States, I came to Oklahoma for specifically here. I've moved to a lot of cities and all, but Oklahoma was where I was based originally. And you are right, it's slow in Oklahoma. When we go down to Houston to shoot weddings and all, it's big. Oh, financially it's good. in Oklahoma, it's just a fraction of it. Like, because the people have a different thought already. If you say you shoot pictures for 150 an hour, that's like the base. But most people will be like,
What?
are you a pharmacist? So at the end of the day, they forget to know the biggest work lies in editing the pictures and putting them together as opposed to just shooting it. So Oklahoma is like that, but I think in every place it's about the mentality of the people. It's not even about the location itself, because I like Oklahoma, it's quiet. You can go to school over here. You can run to Dallas or Houston and party if you want to.
Right.
But over here, I think Oklahoma is slow because of the mentality we have. It's not about anything else. It's been several times we've tried to make shows over here in Oklahoma. I'm sure you witnessed to that. I've known Lenora for a minute. And the only difference that makes us to not make that end up making us not having that show is because some other person thought otherwise. And when you sit and see the difference, why we did not make that show, it was just something. It was some other person's breakfast money. But it caused argument. I'm like, why would this $50 add over this show? And so most of the time I think in Oklahoma, people are too scared to take risks sometimes. They don't want to organize events. And even after all of that, I've organized several events by myself and they turn out to be very successful. And most of them were free.
So a little bit of commercial break here. Tell us about like a crazy customer experience that you had.
I don't even know which of them to say right now.
Okay, the craziest.
As a very business person, there's a lot of things that you go through, and then when you sit back, you'll be like, oh God, what did I do? Because it sounds so crazy, like it's no point even asking. You blame yourself for it, but you don't blame yourself for it. So now we print t-shirts commercially, a lot of t-shirts. So sometimes some orders are rush orders, and you're not going to refuse the order because it's a rush order. You might want to bump up the price, or you might want to see if someone's available to print one of your guys, and then they say yes, and then you can take the order. I took this order from a family member. So when we printed the order, when we did the order, there were kid t-shirts in it.
Yeah.
So we had to go look for kids t-shirts because you cannot just find them commonly. So I've never had a baby before, to be honest. So what we normally do is, for events like that, it's a birthday, so you're just going to run and grab a t-shirt like $10, $15 from a store. So normally we run to Target or somewhere like that if you want the t-shirt on that same day. So I googled it up and I see a kid store close to me. It's called Once Upon a Child. So I don't know Once Upon a Child sell used clothes. So I run into the shop. I have all the t-shirts I need except that two. I run into the shop, I look over them like, this looks cheap. So the t-shirts, some of them, the jeans honestly look washed out, but I think it's just a style. Because who's going to be selling kids clothes that's used?
Are you serious?
So I grabbed them and we went ahead and printed on them. When I sent it back to the family member, she looked at it and she saw Once Upon a Child. It was totally, we didn't plan it, that's why we didn't care to look for tags.
So I understand that being in Oklahoma really doesn't make much of a difference, but what are some of the challenges that you faced as a videographer, a photographer, the boss of Home Abroad Show? What are some of the difficulties that you face?
Well, the main difficulty we face is the field in which we find ourselves, because not a lot of people believe in stuff like that. So we don't get a lot of light shown into our department, because sometimes you'll be doing videography and photography, and on another part of the world, that's the same thing some other person does and is charging $8 for it, and it's a less developed city than America. But then on the other hand, people, they look at it from a different point of view. The other challenges we have, I think it's finances, because we in a mass business, so we're doing like a movie production set. It's a very big and expensive thing, so it's not something you're gonna get up one day and be like, I want to make a movie. We've been shooting houses for a long time because it takes time, it takes people. So I think that financial power, maybe someday we're gonna be able to have it, so we can actually get our projects just going.
So Paragon Motion Pictures directed or produced hassles, or?
Paragon Motion Pictures directed hassles, because I'm from Paragon Motion Pictures. I own Paragon Motion Pictures. I was the director of the movie, but the producer is from ATS Production, which is Lamy.
Talking about that, what's the difference between a director and a producer?
Okay, sometimes it varies depending on the context. Producers on audio and recorder make beats and instrumentals, but in film it's different. A director, it's like, I want to call it the owner of the film. They say he's that one person, if the film goes good, he takes the credit. If the film goes wrong, he takes the fall. Like, if we want to blame someone for a film, or want to praise someone, that one person is the director, which means he controls everything. He's going to make sure the lighting is good, even though he has a lighting department working under him. He's going to have to make sure your makeup is good, even though he has a makeup department working under him. So he's kind of like the guy that knows the technical thing.
Okay.
And then the producer, it's more of like a manager. So some producers actually don't necessarily have good technical knowledge about the stuff we do on set, like cameras action, but yet they do the other parts of their job. And it's a lot of people on a movie set, you know. So it's, yeah, but Lami is great. She did the movie A Good Time to Divorce.
Yeah, I saw her.
She's a very good actress. So I'm pretty sure very soon we'll be talking about her since a lot on this show because we're almost premiering.
Coming to Amazon Prime soon or Netflix. In the mighty name of Jesus. Answer.
Amen.
Amen. Now we're talking. So, do you have any advice for? I know we've talked about, you know, choosing to go to film school as Africans or as Cameroonians. Do you have any advice for people who want to be, you know, follow the same footsteps as you, or just be in the entertainment industry in general? What advice do you have for them?
Like a general advice I'd give as a whole is to just do what you believe in, because it's always going to take you somewhere. See, you hang around the barber's shop too long, you might just get a haircut. So it's always going to take you somewhere, and I'm saying this from experience. I used to work with a lot of artists back home, and a friend of mine, Baptiste, told me one day, anyone that sticks in the entertainment industry too long, they're going to make it someday.
While you were...
I was in nursing school.
Okay, I was about so you took the words out of my mouth.
Nursing school, so I'm like, oh, please. Later on, it turned out to be a prophecy. Everybody I used to talk with in the studio at that time was somebody to me. Prince Michael is one of the biggest entertainers. Dr. Kent even actually made the first beat of my song.
Wow.
The song we play someday, sometime in the future. I have Daphne is really big now. I'm not talking about Daphne now. We'll talk about that someday. And rhythms, they record them my first song. I'm sure everyone knows rhythms. You know rhythms. So I just think if you keep these people I've named are people that I know in my heart believed in what they were doing, like they kept on working day and night. I think if you do whatever you believe in, I don't want to call names or professions, you could be whatever you want to be. So that's my only advice. Just believe and keep working. Caroline said in the last episodes, there's going to be challenges. Yeah, someday you think you've gotten there and oh my God, you get up and it's bad.
Or people will see you and think that you got it all figured out, but the challenges are there.
Oh, that's me. Yeah, I spoke to Siva the other day, he was really surprised.